Hello! In this lecture, we will discuss the definitions of organizational strategy, structures, and culture. This will set the stage for our discussion on how they impact projects and the role of the project manager in IT projects. So what is organizational strategy? Michael Porter, the founder of the modern strategy field, states that strategy is about competitive position, about differentiating yourself in the eyes of the customer, and about adding value through a mix of activities different from those used by competitors. In short, he believes that organizations need to have a unique or different offering than their competitors in order to gain competitive advantage. Ultimately, this comes down to selecting the products and services to offer, the markets in which to offer them, and the way in which those products and services are offered through the capabilities in the organization, such as technology, employees, size, among many others. Let's look at a few examples of overall organizational strategy. 1. Cost leadership. The objective is to offer products and services at a lower price than competitors. This can be achieved through lowering costs in operational activities. Walmart is a great example of cost leadership strategy. 2. Quality. The objective is to offer the highest quality product or service in the marketplace. This can be achieved through implementing quality throughout all activities. An example is to implement Six Sigma methodology. Rolls-Royce is a great example of a product quality strategy. 3. Flexibility. The objective is to have the highest flexibility in products and services offered, allowing customers the highest level of customization. Zara is a great example of an organization with this strategy. So why does all of this matter to us in the IT project management field? Because strategy is implemented through projects. Every project should have a clear link to strategy. For example, any project initiated within the Walmart organization should result in lower costs. A project that produces software to allow cashiers to scan products faster would align with the organization's strategy. The ability to scan products faster means the stores need less cashiers on the floor, which reduces labor costs. Project managers need to understand organizational strategy in order to make appropriate decisions and adjustments to the scope, schedule, and budget. For example, if the strategy is to get to the market first, then a project manager may approve overtime in order to reduce the project schedule duration. Now that we have a better understanding of strategy, let's define an organizational structure. Business Dictionary defines it as the typically hierarchical arrangement of lines of authority, communications, rights, and duties of an organization. Organizational structure determines how the roles, power, and responsibilities are assigned, controlled, and coordinated, and how information flows between the different levels of management. A structure depends on the organization's objectives and strategy. There are several types of structures. At the highest level, an organization is either centralized or decentralized. At a more detailed level, an organization is said to be either functional or traditional, a matrix, or projectized. As a project manager, it matters a great deal what type of structure we work within. A project manager's authority over resources is limited in a more traditional structure. However, in a projectized structure, the project manager's power over resources is absolute. Lastly, an organizational culture is defined as a system of shared norms, beliefs, values, and assumptions which groups people together, creating shared meanings. This system is defined by customs and habits that follow the values and beliefs of the organization. For example, an organization that allows employees to wear casual clothes to work has a culture of quality. Conversely, an organization that requires uniforms has a culture that respects hierarchy. So why does culture matter to project managers? There are 2 reasons. 1, project managers must be able to understand and work with people of varying cultures, from the organizational culture to the project culture to the culture of outside entities that the project depends on or is working with. 2, the culture of the organization has a significant impact on the project and the project manager's role. Let's take a toxic culture where teamwork and cooperation between departments is discouraged. There's low tolerance for conflict and risk, and getting ahead is based on building relationships rather than work performance. This type of culture makes it difficult for a project manager to manage a project and succeed. Conversely, A culture where teamwork is awarded, cross-functional work between departments is the norm, and a healthy conflict resolution process is in place would enable a project manager to concentrate more on project obstacles rather than have to navigate through both project and organizational issues. That concludes our introduction to organizational strategy, structures, and culture. As Henry Ford said, coming together is a beginning. Keeping together is progress. Working together is success.